Hello my little storm clouds and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today I'm going to show you how to create these natural looking pools. So these are just normal pools but that are made to look like they are natural and part of the environment. They will get all of the normal moodlets as they would in a normal pool, because sometimes you don't want a really modern looking pool. Like here I am at a castle, and sometimes I did one recently where I did one at some castle ruins and I set it as a pool lot. You might be doing a fairy tale type of let's play or even build, so these are great to add for that. So I've selected my little area here just out the front, and we're going to go to the pools and fountains section, and then what we're going to do is use the custom pool tool. And the reason for that is the custom pool tool, you can draw weird shapes like this quite easily. So what we're going to do is just start drawing a shape, trying not to make sure it's too uniform, so not too, like, I wouldn't want a fully straight edge. You can do a little bit of a straight edge and then go out and just doing random shapes like this. And you can always put it down and add or take away and shape more afterwards if you're not completely happy with the shape of it. So we've got something like this. Like I said, if I wanted to, like, say, extend this out here like this, I could. Or you could just go back to the custom pool tool. So you wanted to fill it, like add another little area and do this to add some more shape there. First thing I like to do with these builds is change the colour of the water, because I don't like this water too much. And there's a few different options. To find that, go to outdoor water decor, and then you have this on the first option. My favourite one to use is Swimming in Sparklies, and it is from Get Together, and it just gives this really nice, intense, but it looks a bit more see-through colour, and I really love it. If you wanted something where it had more like leaves and stuff in, you could have leafy water. We've got mossy water, or we've even got like the pool of, is it Puri? Puri, however that is said. It just depends on what you want to go for. We've even got like this like red one here, but like I said, I like this one best. I just think it looks really nice and clear. I'm going to go back to pools and fountains, and we're going to go to pool trim, and you might just have base game. If you've only got base game, you can go ahead and like maybe pick a grey colour or a brown to change the trim. I like to go one that has sort of a stone look, so this one works pretty well, especially if you can cover these little edge bits, or you could go something like this, which works really well as well. And these are from Get Together also. I'll go for this one. I'm going to go for grey because I'm going to use some grey stones. What we also want to do is change the wallpaper. You can't really see it much, it's more just this like little top bit. We don't want those tiles. So I'm going to go to the stones, and you could pick any stone you want. I really like this one, but I'm picking a light grey colour, again, to match everything. It will look darker in the pool. And again, changing the floor. So again, I'm just going to pick a stone that I like the look of. I'm just going to shove this one down. You're not really going to see it much. This is more just as a base for bits you might see through, and you'll see why in a moment. So we're going to use debug rocks. I've explained many times how to get debug, so check out one of my other videos. I have a whole video on how to get it. I will link it below if I remember, but I'm going to go into the debug menu. I've got a mod on, so everything is just in the normal files, but if not, search debug in here and everything will come up. And the rocks I like to use most are these ones from vampires, because they're really nice shape. If you see here, it gives it more of an irregular shape, which is what I want. This is way too large though, so I'm going to go ahead and size it down twice. What I'm going to do is try and match the shape to what I've got going on here, and just raise it up and place these over the edge. You can rotate things in different ways. You can size down even smaller. Overlap the rocks as well. It's going to give it a bit more of an interesting shape. So there's also this one, which is more of a cluster of rocks, which I like for filling in areas a little bit more. So I'm just sizing it down a few times, and I'm going to raise it up here. I'm going to size it up actually. And it's filling in more of the area. It doesn't matter if it's overlapping a little bit of the water. Your Sims will just swim through this because it is debug. If you don't have vampires, that obviously as other packs you will be able to use, but I do recommend using the debug items because your Sims can just walk over a lot of these. You might have to test it out because some might not work. I don't know which ones, because The Sims is weird that sometimes it's fine and sometimes it's not, but I know these ones work just fine, and I think the rock looks really nice. And don't worry if everything's not covered, like you can still see some of that little edge of the pool, because we're going to be using some plants to help cover it as well. This one I'm not raising it because I want it to fill more of this gap. I'm going to do 2. Sizing that down. So now we have something that looks like this. It's mostly covered. Like I said, you can see it slightly, but that's why I tried to pick a trim that was more similar. So if you do see it, it's not too bad. So now what I'm going to do is go to the flowers section, and you can go to the shrubs, it just depends what you want to use. Again, debug is the best thing to use, so I'll be using debug items. And I'd recommend choosing 1 or 2 plants that you like the look of. I wouldn't do too many because I think it can look a little bit too overloaded. So I'm going to use these like lavender looking plants. I'm going to size this down because it's a little bit big, and just place them on the outside of some of the rocks like this, trying to sort of fit them in so they work well. I like this one from Eco Lifestyle because there is a couple clustered together. So I'm going to add a couple of those ones, and then there is ones from other packs where it is the same plant but it's like wider. So yeah, I have this lavender one from Cottage Living. You can see it's the same colour but it's a different shape. So I like to add a lot of those because it gives some definition. I want to cover this little area here. Again, you can size items down. You can raise them up slightly if you want them to sit in the rock a little bit. And then I've got another one here. This one is base game, again from the debug menu, which is a bit skinnier than this one. And I'm just going to place a couple of those in as well. Just dotting them around like so. Can you do different sizes? So I'm doing a little short one here. I'm now going to add one other style of plant, I think, just to make it look a little bit different. So I'm going to use this one from the Romantic Garden stuff, and I'm going to keep this one white. Again, I'd limit colours so you're not using too many colours all at once. So the white and purple I think work really nice together. And again, I'm just placing a couple of these around. These ones are a little bit bigger, and placing them there, and I'm quite happy with that. The bottom of the pool, this was a suggestion that somebody gave me on my short, so thank you. I can't remember your username, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna grab some of the rocks and place them in the bottom of the pool. Don't matter if you see a little bit, this is why I painted the floor, so you've got a little bit of like natural flooring under there. So you could end it here, but I like to add some decorations in the water. So if you just go into the outdoor water decor and then go to pond objects, I like to add stuff like algae, and I add these around the edge like this and just build up a couple. If you're wondering how I just rotate them freely like this, I'm holding Alt as I'm placing them down, and you can just spin them. I don't want this many, but I just wanted to show you that. So I'm just doing a couple of these just around the edge. You could also add some lily pads. Then if you go down to pond objects, if you have get together, I'm going to use the steaming ornate, and I really love this because it gives that steam on top and a few bubbles. And I'm just going to place a couple of these at the bottom of the pool. You can't see because of the rocks, but there I am placing. I'm going to place 2, like 1 at each side. And also what I like to do is place a couple of lights in the bottom, because then it's going to light up this area, and they're hidden by the rocks. If you don't put rocks on the bottom, you can just size it down at some of these lights. I'm just going to pop a couple of these in there, like so. So at night time it will be nice and lit up. And the last thing I like to do is if you go to pond effects, this is totally optional, but we have all these things here. You might be wondering, what are these things? You could add some ducks in there, some swans. But what I like to add is fireflies. I just think they look so beautiful. And when you get these out, you will just get this weird little square thing. That is fine. It's just that's what it looks like in build mode. As soon as you go into live mode, that will disappear and you will see the actual fireflies at night time. These don't show up during the day. Some of the other items will show up during the day, but these ones only show up at night time. I like to sort of hide these anyway because I just really hate how annoying it looks. So I'm just going to size them down and hide them in the algae and under these, like sort of hiding them in there. That might be strange. You could place a few around in the rock. I like to place quite a lot because you only get a couple of fireflies per thingy. I'm just going to place a couple in the middle so there is some there as well. So now if I go into live mode, because it is nighttime in my live mode, I'll show you when I press play. You'll see the steam start to happen and then the fireflies start to appear, and I just think it looks really, really beautiful, especially at night time. It looks so... My sim is swimming in the floor. Are you okay there? The Sims is strange sometimes. Anyway, you enjoy yourself in there. I'm going to show you swimming in this pool so you can see it is fully functional. You don't need ladders. I have so many people say like, oh, you didn't even add ladders for the Sims. How are they going to get out? They're going to drown. Obviously, in previous Sims games, that's not the Sims 4. If you took away the ladders, they would drown. In the Sims 4, they don't drown. They can just climb in and out. To drown them, you have to like put walls and stuff around the edge. So let's get her to swim here. Is she going to swim? Okay. Is she... And then she jumps in. But yeah, she can swim in here just fine. she can get in there just fine because those items are debug and they don't block the way. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!